Hi guys, I'm back again. So I sent an email out and I circulated some information about an event that I have that I need help with. And the reason why, okay, let me back up. Okay, for several years back, I decided to start working events to be able to help team members and the reason why I did this like this is because I kept hearing consultants say, one, they could not afford to pay for events. Secondly, they could not afford to invest in products or just needed help, period. So I decided to, after I started, because I've been working events for so long, and I can remember being in that same situation because the very first event that I worked, it was the home and garden show, and I was looking for everybody that I could to help me with taking care of that big amount. I think it was like $1,800. So I located 10 people to help me with that event. And at that time, because we were new, we didn't have any products. We only had our kit. But we made the sacrifice to come up with that amount of money and we made it work. So things were different back then and we were just trying to figure it out. We made a lot of mistakes along the way. But after doing this for so long, I thought, okay, over time, I started to build my inventory because Cincy gives us a chance to be our own host where we can actually build products that way. And then I turn around and reinvest it. So a lot of the bigger events that I work are very expensive. They range between $1,000 all the way to like $3,500, close to $4,000. That's how much these events cost. So when you're talking about those type of events, you're talking about the amount of products that's needed for those events, especially when you're talking about a 2, 3, 4-day event. And not only that, there's a lot of work that goes into this because of the setup. You have to set up for these events, and sometimes it could take anywhere between 5, 6 hours, sometimes 7 hours to set up, depending on how much help you have. And then breaking down on the last day, it takes maybe about a couple of hours. It doesn't take as long to break down as it does to set up. So what I'm doing now, I am in a situation where I can totally help team members come out to work events for training purposes and also to book parties, to get customers, to get contacts. It's just so much benefit to this. I can't say it enough, especially if you're not having to pay, because I don't charge my team members to come to work the events with me. Now, it's a face-to-face, it's a way to do face-to-face advertising. Face-to-face advertising is very expensive, guys. You can just, if you go out there and you locate advertising on TV, that's expensive. But we're talking about face-to-face advertising. So when you book these events, that's a face-to-face way to advertise our products because our products do better when it's in somebody's face. It just does. So when you see me reaching out to you saying that I've got a spot for you, I got so many spots that I'm looking to get you guys on board to be a part of this event, that means you don't bring any products at all. And the reason why you don't bring any products is because I have the products. That means that I would have already invested in the event. That means putting out the money for the events and also setting up, because I don't require team members to help set up. I don't require team members to help pay towards the money to get the event. So only thing you have to bring, and I'm not responsible for that. You're your own business owner. You have to do this. Only thing you have to bring would be your things that you plan on handing out, your samples, your brochures, your catalogs, your labels, because when you sell the items that I have there, you get to relabel it. That is your customer. You get to keep the customer. So all the contact information that you retrieve from that customer as they make a purchase, that's your customer. That means that's somebody you can follow up with. That's somebody you can put in your VIP group. That's somebody you can continue to text and put them in your Amy. That is your customer. That is so valuable because had you not been at that event, you would not have had that person. So from the sales of all the products that's there, I get to keep that because this money allows me to help with future events. So I can keep paying for these future events based on the sales that we gain from the event. So it's so much value in just being there and not having to pay anything. I wish I had a situation where somebody would allow me to come out and not have to pay anything, just tell me to show up. Just show up. OMG, there's so much value in that. And I think a lot of times people don't see the value in it because they feel like if they're not bringing their stuff, they don't see any value in that. But there's great value in being there because one, you're not having to do all that work with setting up, and you don't have to break down, and you're not having to come out of your pocket with any money to secure the event. But there's value in the things that you learn, the things that you hear that will help you so you can know how to communicate with customers. Things like don't sit down when you're talking to somebody. Things like always stand up when you're talking to somebody. Always smile. Don't be afraid to approach people. Don't be afraid to offer them a sample. Don't be afraid to do demonstrations. So this is what you gain from being there at the events. But I just want you guys to know when you're invited to work an event as a non-paid participant, raise your hand and say yes. If it's right there within your distance to travel. I wouldn't recommend you guys spending a whole lot of money trying to travel from out of town. But if you're local, I would say do it because it's a great way for you to get the things that you need. I remember being out at my first event, I didn't have a clue about what to say. So these things are helpful. The things that we present to you is very helpful because I know what it was like being there not knowing what to say to somebody, but it helps because you get to hear what I have to say. You get to hear what other consultants who have been there before, what they're saying. It is like everything. There's nothing like being on the job to get your training. So it's being like being on the job to get your training. But remember, guys, we are all entrepreneurs. So because you're an entrepreneur, that means you're responsible for your handout information. That is not the responsibility of another consultant. That's your responsibility to have things to hand out to the customers that you meet at the event. But just know that there's great value in just being there. Face to face with somebody, you can have a chance to allow somebody to smell the wax. You can allow people to touch and feel the products. You can allow them to just experience everything. There's so much value in that. I just wanted to bring that to your attention because a lot of people are saying, okay, well, what about this? Well, will you have this for me? Or will you have that for me? Guys, we're business owners. That means the supplies are something that each one of us are responsible for. But again, if you're not having to pay any money towards an event, that means you wouldn't bring any of your products. I have to keep saying that again because if you want to go somewhere and be able to sell your products, that means you need to book an event yourself. Pay the fee, do the setup, then you understand that's the way that works. So I just want to break that down, explain it to you. So when you see that invite, you'll know what that's all about. And I love for you guys to be there, love to do all the training because it's incredible. Because sometimes people join on the spot. Sometimes they book fundraisers there. Sometimes they book parties. It's just so incredible for you guys to be there. All right, guys, take care. I just hope this video helps. And I hope it helps. Love you guys. Bye.